Hey guys, this is D, aka Dark Frozen Depths, back with more Kamihime project. Now, sorry that music volume's still a little bit too loud. I can't really do too much because you see my sound settings. Like, that's the best I can do. Anyways, now, this little animation setting is important for this event that's going on, which is a Crucible Combat. And that's the thing. It determines how much participation points you manage to get in the raid. Because when you sit up and use your summons, they have the full animation if this is set to on. There's also an in-game setting too. For the sake of this video, I'm going to have it off just to, so you won't see summons like a Frida or Yggdrasil or any of those other ones. So sorry, you might see them in a later video if you want to check those out. But the main thing you want to do is try to make sure you have as many dark characters as you can when it comes to dealing damage. The fact that you're dealing with a light element changes things a little bit because light only does 3% more damage to all other elements aside from darkness. When it comes to light versus darkness, it depends. Like for instance, light and darkness will do just 100% damage, meaning no boost. However, if you're using darkness against a light enemy, then you do extra damage. I think it's 48% more. But you definitely want a team for this. I got Cassie up here because I definitely need a healer. But Lure is good for status effects, and then on top of that, with Cassiopeia having sneak attack, that ups her chance of debuff. Susanna O is definitely one of my strongest attackers, especially since she can keep stacking attack boosts on her. You may or may not have her, but she's definitely worth getting if you did get her. Beelzebub's worth getting if you pulled her too, because she's a pretty good buffer, especially when it comes to dealing damage. But she'll lower your defense for the double attack one, so it's up to you for that. And Tsukiyomi's another decent attack buffer, and she's got an attack skill, but don't use her blind effect if you're using her. And then you might have pulled some of these ones from the gacha too. I've already gotten her down there. This one. I don't know how good she is, but I'm probably not using her. But naturally, you want darkness. You want to try and set up your weapons and stuff to be as strong as possible. I heard before that the element thing may or may not work on this, because I've been getting mixed results and replies about that. Where if you have a darkness weapon with it just end the thing, regardless of weapon skill, it should give you a boost. That I don't know if that fully works or not. You'll still want them anyway, just because of the weapon skills anyway. In the same case with the Eidolons, but again, we'll see. Once I start leveling a Freak, she'll probably replace one of my characters too for the Eidolon list. But once you're set up, let's get into the actual premise of this event. Now, this is best done with burst time, and as you can see, mine is already going on. But when it comes to this, the main progress of the main thing about the event is the fact that there's two separate battles. You get a standard and expert battle against Lilim, which you need to spam, because it makes the expert and ultimate battle against demon battle much easier to deal with. And as you can see, my union's already been putting in some pretty decent work. Now, when you defeat Lilim, who's pretty straightforward, she can do an attack buff to herself. But when you do Lilim, you start getting these little Hollow Grail things. And somebody's already maxed out the attack power. That's pretty good. Now, when you get those Hollow Grails, you'll start being able to increase stats. And it's shared between your entire union too. Now, thankfully, they went into the they went in and actually upgraded the attack power. Now, when it comes to actually trying to get the the best amount of some of this stuff, you're going to want attack up as much as possible, you're going to want HP up as much as possible, burst damage up as much as possible. Then next thing would probably be the recovery mount, so your heals are better. After that, go for whatever you want. I'd suggest the status element chance before the resistance. But once you do that, you can go in and do some of these fights or whatnot. Like, I'm going to go help out with this expert fight right here. Because you get rewards for doing both expert and ultimate, but good luck doing ultimate without a lot of buffs. You need a lot of buffs. And then on top of that, it looks like those buffs wear out too. I'm not fully sure, but they have been up for a long while, so you do get a little bit of prep work. I think they end when your burst time ends, so that's something to keep in mind. Naturally, pick the best friend Adoing you can get that increases darkness, whether it be attack or HP. But considering we don't really have any Adoans that increase HP, I think Diablos is the only Dark Adoan that does that. And it's for everyone and not just the Darkness team. But assuming you've beaten Lilim and that get some stuff off, as you can see, my stats are boosted. I've already got like 4,000 more HP than I normally would have. In fact, I'm about to see if I can move that defense up. There we go. Yeah, see, they already took him out. I didn't get to do too much. But the main thing is the fact that those buffs carry over and it makes a fight much, much easier. Now, what I'm guessing is you get a 1% increase for each level you toss in. So that said, it can actually double my stats. Thankfully, because they let me get that hit in, I got credit. So I get some stuff too. But the biggest catch you need to remember is the fact that against the Prad Demon, you have to have battle points or BP. Against Lilim, you have to have AP or you have to use BP to jump into somebody else's raid. So, that said, you gotta be careful what you do. Yeah, sometimes clicking doesn't register. But yeah, you have to be careful what you do. Like, honestly, given the whole raid event, you might have racked up a crap ton of BP. I have more than enough to keep jumping into other people's raids and keep doing this stuff. I'd have well over 100 seeds. And then getting the SSR tickets gave me some leads too, so I've got quite a bit of stuff to use. Now, granted, I think this is based on your own attack power too. Like, if you're capable of handling the better off you are capable of handling the Advent fights on your own, the better off you'll probably be in this one too. Because it's still a raid setting with your union, but your own stats is very influential in this. See, I'm jumping in with these guys too. Trying to get this buff off. They've already got a very good setup. Like, we're capable of just destroying Expert. But when it comes to Ultimate, I'm not sure how well that would be. Main thing is to try and work as a team. Because naturally in the raid save, you still need to get buffs and debuffs off and everything. But again, your main focus is to try and get a lot of those grails from Lilim. Like, try to build up first and then go for it. Like, we could still do way better on HP. I think my HP would double if I got all 100. And like I said, Beelzebub got a very good ability, but a lot of them have drawbacks. But this is still going to increase my damage pretty nicely. Like, I'm doing like roughly 100k per hit. And then these guys probably took her out. And naturally, you still get the raid rewards too, like the platinum chests and whatnot, but thankfully, there isn't too much to really worry about in this. Like, platinum chests will only probably give you a chance of getting upgrade materials more, because that's what this seems oriented towards. Upgrade materials and the soul points mainly, because there's heroic soul points now. Or holy soul points, something like that. But the main thing is try and grind all of that. Like, see, I got a lot of these light upgrade materials. I'm halfway tempted to see if I can do the ultimate, but that's going to be tricky. But I did hear that if somebody's capable of defeating the Ragnarok Advent raids, they can actually do quite a bit of damage on these bosses. Like, yeah, there's people doing ultimate as well. Like, ultimate is a totally different story. But yeah, main strategy, which I keep putting off because I keep getting distracted, but main strategy is to get a lot of those grails from Lilim, and then when you get like burst time, start just focusing on Pride, because I don't know if those buffs will reset. If they do, then we're going to have to grind a lot. I'll update that as I find out. And there's still a chance he might have killed the boss before him. Yep. Hey, personally, I don't care, because the only thing that's holding me back from is participation points. Everything else is based as a group. Because the only thing you have to worry about for yourself is the individual participation points, but you can rack those up pretty nicely too. You can get tens of thousands easy. So hitting the 3 million for that isn't too hard. I think we'll easily hit the 40 million for the union participation points too, if you have a pretty active union. But the main thing is the fact that if you're in a union, you can't leave it. If you're not in a union, you still can't join one. However, the one I'm in, I think, is already limited, because it's got quite a few people in there already. Like, I got invited to a union by somebody else, and I decided to stick with them because they're pretty active during events. Perfect for things like this. But anyways, the whole deal with this event is the fact that you're working as a group with your union. So think of it as something like a guild war without fighting another guild. And it looks like this might have had issues loading. It seems like a lot of burst times happen within the time zones where, like, currently my time zone, a lot of people are off school. So that's a good point of it. Like, when a lot of people start getting off of school and work, that's when you start seeing a lot more activity. And again, you can jump somebody else's raid battles for Lilim, but you can't do that with Pride. You have to go into Pride on your own. Like, in your own union, that's the only way you can sit and do the Pride fights. However, keep in mind that Snatch does work on the raid bosses to up the drop rate. So if you're really trying to grind, the grails for the demon battle, I suggest taking Snatch on someone. If need be, go into standard and use Snatch. It'll give you almost as much as joining somebody else's raid. But yeah, we got people killing extra and people killing ultimate. I'll go help out with the ultimate fights. But anyways, that's all I wanted to pretty much say and show off. It gives you a little bit of hints to try and get through this event as easy as possible. And again, majority of the rewards are guild based, so the only thing you gotta worry about is your individual participation points, and everything else should follow. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Take care.